Okay, I'm so passionate about this. I'm telling you this in my robe. You're worried about starting your doctorate because you're not great at academic writing. And I talked about how I struggled with that too, even though I was a good writer. I read the section from the book that I wrote a few chapters in a year or so ago. And part of what I didn't read was in that chapter I talk about while I struggled with writing. As someone from a working class area with a completely different style of communication, I struggled with writing, but for the same reasons I struggled with academic writing, I was a fucking great presenter because I did know how to talk to people. I didn't put people to sleep. And I knew how to make advanced concepts easier to understand for people in different fields and different areas of expertise. Because that's what an analogy is, which isn't embraced in scientific writing. But a lot of people, when you are presenting something orally, need something else to latch onto. And my students liked it, and also other professionals at conferences liked it. And what has always been so silly to me about academics and how strict they are with writing and presentations is they all know nobody wants to read or hear it. Like, it's a joke. It's like, yeah, I spent 2 years on a paper that nobody's going to read. And this is where the right to comfort, which I've been talking about, the fear of conflict and how all of that is very problematic, but where it was to my advantage with presenting was I got to be myself when I presented, because nobody was going to get up and make a scene and be like, excuse me, you cannot use memes in your PowerPoint. That is not professional. That would have been too taboo. So I pushed the boundaries. I didn't do anything like extreme, like I stuck to my data. I didn't use anything like sexually explicit, or I don't think I used profanity, which is a pretty big caveat for me. So basically all this early morning, it's not even that early, don't usually record this early, rambling to tell you find your strengths. And I still agree with my last comment to you, which was barter with somebody. If I had stayed in academia, I would have needed to barter with someone who is a good academic writer by helping them out with something else. And likely because I had to work through grad school, my strengths were I knew how to apply research that mattered because I was working in the field full time and helping them prep for presentations that would actually wow a crowd, because all of my writing that was too dramatic and unprofessional was where I shone as a presenter, and people knew it.